is Scarlett Cuevas, and today I'll be talking about technological involvement in our lives and how it affects us. Technological advances have made our lives much easier. Might not be going from typewriters to computers, newspapers to TV, or telephones to smartphones. We can take this to the digital revolution, which occurred in the middle of the 20th century. And I quote, "Simply speaking, the digital revolution transforms electronic signals, either the figure 1 or 0, processed by computers to generate data, images, text, sounds, and so forth." Yang in May 2016. The digital revolution was sparked by the need for government organizations to rely on fast and reliable data processing, and also business' need for automating calculations, storing data, and managing it more efficiently. Then, during the late 20th century, the information age came along. With the development of the internet and people were rapidly immersed into its development, getting more accessibility to information at their fingertips. With the internet becoming more and more advanced, we have been able to access the information from many platforms and be able to communicate with each other much more easily. New media and technology have brought people ease in gaining vast amounts of information, as well as connecting with anyone we want as just the touch of our fingertips. Although new technology has its positives, it can become dangerous. Having never-ending information in the internet and social media can seem very beneficial to us, although in excess it can bring our brain into information overload. One can get stuck in social media, being exposed to more and more information. This can upset our brains. And I quote, "Information overload occurs when a flowing amount of information is too much for our brains to process. This bombardment can lead to confusion, indecisiveness, stress, and eventually mental fatigue. Deciding what is worth our attention becomes highly difficult in this flood." Mindful Health Solutions 2023. I've had this information overload happen to me so many times. Even if I'm not at the moment aware of its effects weighing on me, I could be scrolling on Reddit and I find news on something. My brain, knowing I have the ability to gain as much information on this as possible, and then I go on an internet rampage, finding more and more information about the news until I'm completely exhausted and stressed mentally from it. This is why I try to choose my battles wisely, since there is enough stress from my life itself. Before the internet came along, people heard about the news and then they just went about their day. But now we can find every detail about events, which overloads our brain negatively. Another way our brain can get negatively impacted by this information overload can happen when one is scrolling nonstop on social media and one is exposed to bad news and then good news. Having this roller coaster of emotions over and over again can fatigue our brains and impair decision making, since our brain can keep up with the processing the information and the contrast of it. Another issue with our increased popularity of cell phone use and internet usage will be investing more time into socializing online, which is drastically different from interacting with people in real life. This can increase social skills in real life. And I quote, "Youth do increasingly interact online rather than in person. And smartphones can interfere even with face-to-face interactions via what has been termed phubbing, attending to one's phone when in the presence of others." Youth 2020. This has sparked a trend among young people to use smartphones as a way to not get out of their comfort zones in social situations or public places to avoid interactions. Social media, being one of the easiest ways to communicate and connect with others, can take a toll in our mental health. And I quote, social media is often called a highlight reel, displaying the best parts of a user's lives. However, having access to others' highlight reels can increase our own feelings of dissatisfaction with our own day-to-day. UC Davis Health 2024. Being exposed to so many different lives, achievements of others, and also beautiful people can make us feel inadequate. And also bring body image issues, especially among young teens and adults. And people get hooked to social media because of the dopamine they might get from the likes, the followers, or doom scrolling. And if they don't get that dopamine, their self-esteem goes down, and this can lead to depression and anxiety. But how can we maximize the positive effects of this new technology and keep things balanced? A way to do this will be practicing mindfulness, and how and when are we using that technology. One should put away their phone during a social gathering and practice being in the present moment. This can help decrease social anxiety by being open to the environment and people around us instead of shielding ourselves behind our phones. One should choose carefully what information they choose to consume online, since it could have negative mental health effects. It is important to stay alert on how your emotions are impacted. Everything is bad in overconsumption. So it is advised to set a limit on how much time you spend on the internet. Overall, technological advances have made our lives much easier in many ways, but one should be informed of the risks associated with it. Technology will continue to develop, but we have to be mindful of how we might be negatively impacted by it. Thank you.